Welcome back to Atomic Heart. This is part number 21, and we have just exited the theater. As you can see, once we come out,
Well, nothing
we
gets
are
by
in
you,
a
huh?
save mushroom
Yeah,
on the main
got him.
road,
Actually, he
and
kinda got
we need to
himself
take a
before I could
car
get him.
and
Don't
head
you worry.
over to the
If you got
bridge,
this head,
which is now
that means
open.
this'll all be over soon.
We can cross it.
Then you can get some sleep.
Now you're speaking my language, Granny Xena.
So just
Mind
get
if I
in your
stop
car
by
and
for a
do the
cup of
best you
tea?
can to
Stop
mow
by
over the
anytime,
enemies,
Sonny.
and we
By
are
the
going
way,
to
you
stop
didn't happen to
near
find
the
any
bridge.
engraved
We're not going to go all the way
Roger
over it
Petrov?
just yet
No.
because there's a quick trophy
I
we
didn't,
need to
Granny
pick
Xena.
up.
Petrov didn't have anything on him.
Oh, that's okay. You just watch yourself, Sonny. Stop by if you need anything.
Why have you deceived everyone, Comrade Major? Petrov gave you those rings before he died.
Everyone else is deceiving me. Even Dr. Sechenov, and I never saw it coming.
Would you kindly be more specific?
Petrov said combat mode was programmed into the bots during construction. He couldn't possibly have reprogrammed them all himself. It's true, goddammit. That Natasha was armed with fucking missiles. Where'd it get him, huh? It's a construction robot. Petrov couldn't have armed it with missile launchers. He's not an engineer. He couldn't have hacked into the robot plant and started changing shit around. He fooled the central hub and made it think innocent people were an invading army. That's it. So why would a construction bot have built-in missile launchers, huh?
Unfortunately, after analyzing your logic, I am forced to draw the same conclusion. Especially since your suspicions are more justified than you know.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Listen to this recording.
What duty are you referring to, Comrade Sechenov? Do you even realize that if the Americans find out that your robots can be switched to combat mode, I guarantee your project will be dead in the water?
We need to stop here near this save mushroom and the little wooden building with the flag on it. You can jump into the save room just to avoid the enemies. But right next to that wooden
The
building,
Atomic Heart Project.
we're going to
Petrov
find
wasn't lying.
our final talking
Sechenov and the
animal.
Politburo wanna
So
conquer
we're
the
going to
US
have to
and
do
the
a
entire
little
world.
bit of clearing out in the area. If you
Charles,
wait
why
just
does
a
everyone
little
want
while,
those
the
rings so bad?
enemies
You mean
that we
the
just
beta connectors?
tried to run over,
Because they
they're going to
work,
go away.
but are
They'll go
also
back
considered
to
not to
wherever they
exist.
were
So nobody can
before.
prove they're out there. Not even
But there
collective
are a
at the
couple of
launch.
enemies here,
Especially not collective after
and
the
there's a
launch.
dandelion
For
camera
collective,
nearby, so we want to
anyone
stay
connected
behind
via
this
the beta
building if
connectors
possible.
will simply not
You
exist.
can go
But
ahead
they'll
and
be able
loot
to
that
see
chest,
collective.
and there will
Yes,
be
all of it.
a vulva
person with
that's
the
going to
beta
come
connector will
and
not be able
harass
to
us,
influence collective from
as
the
well as a
inside,
duck.
since they won't exist
So
for
go ahead
collective.
and take these
But
guys
you'll know
out.
about everything that happens inside it, just like any officially connected human or robot.
But can't an officially connected human or robot disconnect from collective if they want to? They can just take their thought device off, right?
I have no data, Comrade Major, but no one can stop a person from removing his or a thought device. It's worn on the head, not implanted in the skull.
Yeah, that vulva was hiding behind there to try and catch us off guard. He did a good job. I'll give him props. But that doesn't make him any less annoying. So go ahead and take care of him. And then over by this tree, sort of behind that red car, we're going to find a chicken on the ground. We need to speak to her, and you'll get the Beast Friend trophy if you have found all 3 talking animals.
I would get the fuck out of here.
Okay, that's enough.
Now once you're done, don't jump in this car here. We're going to go to the one across the street. You'll see a cut here because I did jump in the wrong car. We need to go to the car across the street. And we're just going to drive completely across the bridge. Don't worry about the enemies. You don't have to get out and loot anything. It's really more trouble than it's worth. Just drive all the way through.
Charles, no one can force somebody into Collective, right? Petrov was wrong about that.
Not entirely.
What do you mean, not entirely? If I'm not a member of Collective, how can Collective find out about me?
It's quite simple. Let's say you walk past a robot. The robot identifies you as a human, but you are not wearing a thought device. The robot fails to receive mental commands from you in response to its queries.
But I can just put my thought on, walk past the bot and do everything I'm supposed to do, then take the thought off, right?
Essentially, yes.
There's gotta be more to it than that.
Once you see that red polymer, the bridge is going to be broken, so you want to just go down, hop out of the car, and go to the right of where we parked. Run past the enemies. Don't worry about them. Head straight for that save mushroom. Of course, I stopped to loot the chest because that's just what I do. But it's up to you if you want to do that. There are a lot of enemies in this area, so try your best to avoid them. And when you come in here, you can heal up and get ready to run to the right. Again, we're headed for the hospital. It's all the way at the end of this road. And here I'm just waiting for these guys to move out of the way. And hopefully I won't have to do too much fighting. Be sure to save so you don't have to cross the bridge again. Just make a run for it. You can dodge to the left and the right if you need to. If you think that those red cylindrical things are going to come after you. We're just heading straight for the marker.
Tell me, Comrade Major, based on your professional and personal experience, would our civilian robots in combat mode really be
There's
able
a
to
chest
complete
right
the
there.
Atomic
I
Heart
tried to
project?
loot it,
If
but
Conrad sets you off
instead
in the
my
Polity wanna
telekinesis
take
grabbed
over
a
the US
box,
and even the whole
so
world,
I missed
they
it.
won't fight regular people.
But
Climb on
civilians
top of
do
the yellow
perish
van,
during combat
hop over,
operations.
and we're going to go
You know
around
all
the
about
back
that.
side
If the
of
robots are
this
programmed not to
building.
kill civilians, they won't attack civilians.
You can
You're
go
a
through the
robot, Charles.
polymer, and then we're going to climb up that scaffolding right
If the robots
there.
are programmed not to kill civilians,
to
they
get
won't
to the
attack
roof.
civilians. You're a robot, Charles.
You can do
should
this
know all about
before
that.
you
I'm a
enter the
robot?
hospital or after.
In a
It's
sense,
completely
I
up to
suppose
you.
you're right.
I'm just
A
doing it before
robotic
to make
glove.
life a little
What?
bit easier once we
Neuropolymer
exit.
gloves won't take orders from Collective?
Climb up
It
this
depends on
scaffolding
the
on the
glove.
left side,
Some will,
loot the
and
chest,
some will only be
all the
able
way
to
up to
obey
the
their
top, and
carriers.
we're going to
I
find a
digress.
relay.
Civilian robots will receive the order to activate combat mode from Collective, and whoever sets Collective's policies will easily be able to order
Once
them
you
to
open
kill
up that
anyone at
terminal,
all,
there are
including
very
civilians.
few
Why
cameras
would they
that you
kill
can
civvies?
access.
They're regular workers,
Just one.
farmers,
So,
scientists.
Go to the
Shit.
camera and open
So
up the door
that's
to
what
the
they want
gray
the rings
building.
for.
And what's that?
This
You
is
can take
going
your
to
thought
allow
device
us
off
to
and disconnect from
immediately
Collective. And a
disable
bot
the
can't,
hawk
can it?
as soon as we
That means your
exit
own robot housekeeper
from
will drag
the
your ass
hospital,
back into Collective at the drop of a hat.
which is going to
They
make
want the rings to put on their own
everything
robots.
so much
So
easier
they'll only listen to
to
them.
get to the
Correct.
final testing ground once we complete the hospital section. So just platform your way down, and we're going to go back to the front of the hospital building. When you exit the polymer, avoid the enemies, don't engage with them, just head straight for the front of the building to go through the door where the marker is. When you get inside, the medical checkup trophy will pop. Close the door behind you. That trophy is story related, it's just for finding the hospital. Once inside, we're going to head up the stairs and we're going to find Necromancer
Why should I care?
number 44 and Chirper number 59 up here. So grab both of those, come back down the stairs, and enter this this little reception area. On the desk, right in front of you, should be Chirper number 60.
Everything's fine. Take
With
it
those
easy now.
collected, we can head through the next doorway and then go to the left inside of this little office.
I thought this
in the hospital, I think these are the most interesting lore bits. Once you exit the office to the door on the left, you're going to find Necromancer number 45 underneath the bed on the floor. Yeah, definitely, if you like the lore, read these pairs and pay attention to the dialogue. Once we continue on through the hospital, you can see that there's a body on this gurney in the back. This is Necromancer number 46.
You made me lose my concentration.
So don't forget to speak to him. Continue on into the next room, and on the gurney in the middle is Chirper number 61.
Swap.
As we continue, you can scan the room,
Okay.
but
Focus.
really we just need to get to the marker, which I passed it up.
Pressure
I
on
thought
it
it was
now.
around the corner. It is not.
The polymer wasn't absorbed by the tissue
down
again,
these
so it
stairs.
created a pathological cavity. There are nodules like this all over his body.
You can
What do
see
those
some of
heartless
the
animals
medical
want from
staff
people, huh?
are actively
You may be right,
trying
comrade.
to save these
That is
patients
not your concern.
from the
Do
hospital.
your job.
So,
Private,
very, very
bring in the next
devious
one.
experiments going
Yes,
on in
Congress-
here.
Charles, what do you mean they make moon rovers here? Not
So
in
enter the
Shalom?
elevator,
Space
and when we come
exploration
out,
is about
we are
more
going
than
to be
just
inside
vehicles.
of the
A
Pavlov
spaceship and
complex.
rovers will, of course, be required.
When you come out of
But
the
what
elevator,
then?
there is a
What about
save
after
room
humans
directly
reach them?
across
I mean, what is this
from
complex even
that
for?
The
elevator
Pavlov
exit.
complex is the origin of all of Facility 3826.
In here, we're going to have 3 floors of enemies.
Experiments are conducted.
They are all mutants,
Involving everything from
which
breeding
means
species of
we're going
farm
to have
animals
mothers
to
and
developing new
sprouts
space
that need to be
exploration
taken
technology.
care
Outer
of in order
space.
to
You mean they
stop
make moon rovers
the
here, not
mutants
chill
from
men?
attacking. Because if there are no sprouts,
Space exploration
then the
is
bodies
about
on the
more
ground
than
are
just
no threat to us.
a spaceship and
So,
rovers will, of course,
go
be
ahead and
required.
clear
But
out
what
the
then?
entire
What about
room
after
if
humans
possible,
reach the Red Planet?
So the latest move.
and we will go from there.
New life support systems. All came from here.
Indeed, Comrade Major.
So many geniuses worked here for the good of all mankind. And now they're gone.
If you pay attention, you can tell when enemies are around because the music will get really full and be really intense. So that's how you can tell when you're in a combat situation. When the enemies are cleared out, your music will come down. And I have to say, I think it's a pretty kick-ass soundtrack. I like it. I don't know what they're saying, but I like it. Anyway, we're going to continue on looting all of these rooms because mostly we need to make sure that we are getting rid of every mother that can possibly produce the sprouts. And they like to hang out in the side rooms. There's not too many that are right up front where you can see them out in the open. So go in every side room possible and get rid of all of the enemies. Make sure to loot all of these enemies once you have the area relatively clear, because they will continue to come up from the bottom floors. So it is going to take a little bit. It gets easier the lower down that you go. But in here, yeah, it's pretty rough. They just won't stop. So yeah, go ahead and loot all of the bodies in the main room, in the side rooms. We're going to need a lot of ammunition, as you can clearly see. Up here on this little desk, we are going to find Chirper number 62. Then go into the room across from that little desk. And in here, we need to climb up to a vent. You can loot the room, but make sure that you climb up to that vent. We're going to access the room across the hall because there's no other way to get to it. The door is blocked off.
I work in the archives, but my dream is to work under you. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Well, your passion is commendable, although it is frankly a little concerning. The polymers are a quickly evolving scientific field with amazing potential, but I'm afraid passion alone won't be enough to advance it. Let's talk again in a month or so and see what we can do. For now, please excuse me.
Once we have entered this room,
Science calls.
we're just going to loot a little bit. And then we're going to go back through the vent and head down the stairs to the next floor.
You'll hear about me, Professor. You can bet on it.
You can go ahead and get ready for a fight when we head down the stairs, because new floor, new mothers, new sprouts. But at least we got one floor cleared, and they won't go up any further because we are not up there. So coming through here, go over to the right and take care of the mothers in this room. We need all the help that we can get in making sure there are as few sprouts as possible. You can find Chirper number 63 next to that dead body in the very first room we come in. And you'll also encounter at some point in here, it could be later on, it could be now, scan that nurse, the mutant nurse. That is a new enemy type, so if you have not gotten the scanner trophy yet, there is another you can add to the list. In the meantime, just take out all of the enemies like we did on the last floor and loot as you go, checking out all of the side rooms. I think we still have the battle music going on because of that large mutant that's on the other side of the locked door, because there are no other enemies in here. You can take a look at this pair if you like, but you're going to start seeing a lot of pairs that say data deleted. They were trying to purge the system of information before, or maybe right after the robots went crazy. So, anyway, you can either open up that door and fight the mutant in here. I don't know that. I guess it's a throwable object. I don't know why that thing glows like you can interact with it. Or you can go and open up the nurse's station in the middle here. This is the nurse's station. I'm going to go ahead and show you this code now, but you're not going to find it until you go down to the 3rd floor, and it is extremely obscure and hard to even figure out that it's a code at all. So I just went ahead and gave you guys the code to make it easier. This is just a loot room. There's nothing of particular interest in here except a few, the one pair will have some information on it that wasn't deleted. You can go ahead and read that. And there's about 5 chests here that can be looted. You don't have to come in here. It's not necessary. There's nothing for a trophy acquirement or anything like that. Then you can come over here, open up this door. You definitely need to unlock this door to progress. And get ready to fight that mutant. He's not too difficult. He's just a regular mutant. And the light puzzle isn't too hard this time either. I didn't have to cut it out. Maybe I really am just getting better at them. Once the door opens, you can blast that guy with some freeze and burst the orange bubbles on his back to make him a much easier enemy. He's a little bit tougher than the ones we have been seeing in the hospital area so far, but nothing you can't handle, trust me. And then you can go and unlock this door, and that will bring you back to that circular area that brings you back up to the 3rd floor near the elevator. So at this point, you can run back up there and save if you like, so that you don't have to repeat all of this combat that we've been doing for the past couple of minutes.
Saving data.
Nothing to take up your time there, just a little bit of regular maintenance at the Nora station. Now we are going to go back down to the 2nd floor, but we are not yet going to follow the marker. We're going to head to the opposite side of the 2nd floor and go down the stairs to the bottom floor. And in here, we're going to encounter quite a few mothers, sprouts, and mutants, but it's nothing that we can't handle. Just go ahead and go through the door on the left. It's the only possible way to go. Once we go down this room and head to the right, you're gonna want to take out as many of the sprouts as you can, because they are all gonna be trying to infect the bodies that are just lying on the floor and make life super hard for us. So go ahead and take all of these guys out as quickly as possible. As we head over here, you're going to be able to take these guys out through the hole in the wall for the most part.
Dickhead.
They're not too tough. But you are going to have a mutant up ahead. Yeah, that sprout, he slipped my grasp. I couldn't get him before he infected body on the floor. yeah, if you can, try and back out of there to give yourself a little bit of breathing room if you need to heal. And right here, if you see these handprints in the circle on the wall and there are little red circles, that is how you're supposed to find the code to the nurse's station on the upper floor.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, nobody is going to be thinking about that while they're trying to survive this onslaught. So just to show you where I got that code from, that is where it is. And, you know, good luck to anyone who is just trying to do it on their own. Because, man, it was a brain buster. maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but I found it extremely obscure. Come on, you giant mutant. This guy's pretty tough. Once we have taken care of him, we're going to go ahead and loot everything in this area. Head over to this bathroom. And there's a guy talking here. He's not technically a necromancer, but he does just sit there and talk, which I guess there are a couple of them that we've seen that do that. Before you exit the restroom, look inside of the stall and grab Chirper number 64. And then you can loot anything that's fallen on the ground, and we're going to head back up one floor to follow the marker.
Never getting out of here. I don't want to become nothing. The polymers aren't what you think. They're not for what you think is right. Collective doesn't exist. The thing that exists isn't collective. What the? No, get out of here! You stupid dog! I don't want you to put that poison in me!
As we head back to this hallway, following the marker, you're going to have like a stairwell area, and there's a large mutant on the stairs that we are going to have to take out. There's also one of those spinning robots. He keeps slapping the mutant, but I don't know if it's capable of killing the mutants. I kind of think it might take a little bit of health off, but that's just too big of an enemy for that spinning robot to completely take out. Now it will take out the regular mutants, but not that one. So here, we're just gonna get rid of him. It may have taken off health because he's not super strong. Get rid of the little sprouts that he produced. And we're going to continue down to the right right here. That's a save room, but we're not going to go to it yet. We're going to take out the enemies that are further down. So just time it and go around this spinning robot thing. Take these guys out. There is a mother back here as well. Or two mothers, actually. This just makes life a little bit easier. Loot all of the corpses. Then we're going to head back over to the save room. Just to make sure we don't have to do all of that again, of course.
Granted.
We have picked up quite a lot of stuff. Look, I've got 576 neuropolymer. That is a lot. So I need to spend some of that and get this glove upgraded. Pick your favorite abilities and upgrade them with all of your hard-earned neuropolymer. Here you can see that I initiated the mass telekinesis. I'm not really going to use it too much, I don't believe, but you know, we're going to give it a try. Go ahead and I think you have to install it. It won't let you just back out. So I'm going to install it, and I'll use it once or twice just to check it out. It's pretty strong once you upgrade it a bit. So yeah, I mean, I've got the extra neuropolymer, so why not try something new?
Saving data.
Of course, don't forget to hit the save before we leave this room, and then we're going to head into this doorway with the red light on top. Just follow the path. We cannot go down those stairs yet. I mean, we can, but it won't do. We can't progress. We need to go into this room. There will be a few mutants in here, and so of course they will be producing sprouts from their backs. Just take all of these out. I believe there are 3 in total. Get rid of them so that we can explore this room properly.
What's that smell? Take that, bitch.
This large mutant was just waiting for me underneath the stairs. So I tested out that mass telekinesis. I believe there's an upgrade that you can get further on that actually allows you to pick up an enemy and then slam them to the ground. Obviously, I don't have that one yet. But, you know, I guess it's okay. I wouldn't say it's my favorite ability by any means, but, you know, it was definitely worth a try. And in that back room, there will be one more mutant that we have to take out. Well, I guess you don't have to since he's kind of hiding back there. You could just... There's a little wheel to the right, you could spin it, but there's a good chance that he would probably do that while you were trying to spin it and come and rush you. So better safe than sorry. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of him.
Shut your damn mouth.
With all of the enemies taken care of, you can loot this back room. There's nothing super important back here, but, you know, we're already back here, so. And once you're finished, we're going to go back to the room we were in before, and we're going to spin that red wheel. What that's going to do is where the stairs were when we came in, it's going to flood that area so that we're able to swim up to the next area. There's no other way to reach it if you go in before flooding the room. So come back up the stairs. Oh, this little guy was hiding. Ugh, what a jerk. We're going to go down the stairs, swim up. If you scan while you're swimming, you can see much better. We're going to unlock this door here to enter the next area. It's a snap puzzle, which is awesome. And once we open up this door, we are going to get an autosave. So we're going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you all in part 22. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.